ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्म विद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। So last class we entered the sixth Valli, the third Valli of the second Adhyaya. We started with the first mantra. So let us chant the mantra and read the Bhaashyam. ऊर्ध्वमूलो वाक्शाखः
ऊर्ध्वमूलो वाक्शाकः
येषोऽश्वत्थः सनातनः
येषोऽस्वत्थः सनातनः
तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म
तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म
तदेवामृतमुच्यते
तदेवामृतमुच्यते
तस्मिन् लोकाश्रिताः सर्वे
तस्मिन् लोकाश्रिताः सर्वे
तदुनात्येति कश्चन
तदुनात्येति कश्चन
एतद्वैतत्।
एतद्वैतत्।
भाष्यम् ऊर्ध्वमूलः
ऊर्ध्वमूलः
ऊर्ध्वं मूलं यत्
ऊर्ध्वं मूलं यत्
तद्विष्णोः परमं पदम्
तद्विष्णोः परमं पदम्
अस्य इति सः अयम्
अस्य इति सः अयम्
अव्यक्तादिस्थावरान्तः
अव्यक्तादिस्थावरान्तः
संसारवृक्षः
संसारवृक्षः
ऊर्ध्वमूलः
ऊर्ध्वमूलः
वृक्षः च
वृक्षः च
व्रश्चनात्।
व्रश्चनात्. Venish, there is one more word. Venish, Venish, Venish.
Yeah, you can skip that. Same meaning, vrashchanat, same meaning. Vinashwaratvat, like that you have it in your book. Same meaning as vrashchanat. So we were looking at this mantra. Urdhamolo avakshakaha. This is a mantra from where Sri Krishna takes the first two or so shlokas of the 15th chapter. Urdhamola madashakaha ashwatham prahuravyaya. Chandamsi yasya parana. Like that. We saw that in the 15th chapter. So the purpose of this mantra is, first of all, symbolizing this samsara as a vriksha, as a physical tree that we are all aware of. And he's saying our samsara is like a tree. What do you mean by that? He's going to explain. What do you mean by that? Because that similarity, Shankaracharya is going to spend quite a bit of time. We saw some of those similarities when we studied the Bhagavad Gita chapter. This samsara continues like the tree continues living, especially the Ashwatha tree. There is no end. It is difficult to fell the Ashwatha tree. So samsara also is like that. And then, what is the cause of this samsara, if you ask? Well, urdhva mulaha. Urdhva mula. The tree which has its root on top, not the literal root. The roots are there at the bottom. Physical roots are there at the bottom. But by making our vision go up, roots are in the bottom, inverted tree, In many uh, Chinmaya mission and all, if you look at the books, if you look at the Kathopanishad books, the published books, they will have an inverted tree in the front cover because that's the very obvious imagery in this particular text. Like Bhagavad Gita, they will have Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna is sitting down and doing namaste like this to Krishna, like that they have. So here it's like this. I don't know why they don't put Nachiketa and all. A young boy and all, it should, that also is a good one, I think. Anyway, these are all the imageries that are there. Hey, here that Mulaha, roots are on top means what? Hey, means there is a cause for this samsara. That cause has to be understood by us. It's not obvious. It is not pratyaksham. Just like I don't see any roots on top. Where is the roots on top? Roots are all at the bottom. Yeah, that's why that imagery is given. It is apratyaksham. And Brahma is apratyaksham. It's not visible. It's not. It's not perceivable by the sense organs. So like that, it changes our vision. Yama wants to change our vision. There is a root, and that root it means cause. Root means cause. That cause is urdhvam. Like that, we saw it last time, right? And tadunatyeti kaschana. That karanam Brahma. Everything in this world, the karanam for that is Brahma. The satyam of that is Brahma. There is nothing that, there is no exception to that. Tadunatyeti. There is no exception to that. Like that, Yama is going to conclude. So, in that Bhaashyam, initial portion of the Bhaashyam, he explained the word Urdhva Mulaha. And he said, Samsara Vrikshaha. He said, hey, this tree that I'm going to explain to you is symbolizing samsara. Samsara means roughly our life, this jagat, this world. Our life is not separate from this world. We are part of the world. So samsara can mean sometimes refers to our life, sometimes refers to our life plus the entire jagat also. So here samsara vrikshaha refers to everything, not just me and my life. My life includes the entire universe. So that's samsara it refers to. And then he begins by saying, Vrikshaha cha vraschana. Hey, the word vriksha does not appear in the mantra. Ashwatha only is said. Ashwatha is a vriksha. So therefore he is using the word vriksha. He is saying the word vriksha is a very meaningful word itself because vraschana, that which can be uprooted, even though the Ashwatha tree is something that you can't find out when it was born. There was, show me a time when this tree was not there here. If you ask, nobody will be able to tell you. And so, still, such a tree that persistently growing, that persistent tree also can be uprooted. And that which can be uprooted is called a tree, is called vrikshaha. That is the definition here he's giving, etymological meaning of the word vrikshaha. Okay. And now, from this Janma Jara onwards, which we are going to chant now, read now, onwards, all the way in the Gita Press, it is the next page, end of the next page. I don't know where it is in your notebook. It goes all the way till uh, the Yeshaha, Yeshaha, Ashwataha. Those Moolam, those words are all coming, right? Yeshaha. So until that point, every word describes this samsara picture. Every word is an adjective to this samsara picture. We'll remind ourselves also. Okay, with that introduction, Let us chant the next few words. These words are all going to be long, and they're all beautiful because if we understand them, we understand samsara. We understand what our life is all about, and our vision just broadens. Our vision is no longer this little vision, I, me, myself. No, just becomes bigger and bigger. And we connect with the cosmos. We connect with the Jagat. We know exactly what our life is all about. That's the beauty of this this Bhaashyam of Shankaracharya. Okay, let's see. All right. Janma Jara Marana
जन्म जरा मरण
Shokadi
शोकादि
Aneka Anarthatmakaha
अनेक अर्थात्मकः
अनेक अनर्थात्मकः
अनेक अनर्थात्मकः
प्रतिक्षणम्
प्रतिक्षणम्
अन्यथा स्वभावः
अन्यथा स्वभावः
मायामरीचे
मायामरीचि
उदक गन्धर्वनगरादिवत्
उदक गन्धर्व नरकादिवत्
नगरादिवत् दृष्ट नष्ट स्वरूपत्वात्
दृष्ट नष्ट स्वरूपत्वाद्
अवसाने च
अवसाने च
वृक्षवत्
वृक्षवत्
अभावात्मकः.
अभावात्मकः.
I'll pause with that. It's all comma, 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 all the way till there. It's just one sentence, long sentence. Okay. So he is explaining what?
Guruji, there is avichinna before janma, jara, maran in the notes.
There is avichinna, and we are going to skip that word avichinna because it's not there in Gita. Avichinna means that which is uprootable. Sorry, vichinna is uprootable. We'll come back to that. Yeah, avichinna will skip. Okay, we'll go with the actual
I
word.
think it is recurring. Recurring or non-recurring?
Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay. So, Janma, Jara, Marana, Shokadi, Aneka, Anarthatmaka. I hope you split it properly. Right? Okay. So, what kind of tree this is? Remember, you always within brackets, Samsara Vrikshaha. So, Samsara Vrikshaha. What is it? Anarthatmaka. Acharya is saying, hey, this samsara is of the nature, is characterized by anartha. Anartha means what? What is artha? Artha means security. Whatever gives me security is artha. Whatever makes me insecure is anartha. That's it. You fill up the blanks. Whatever makes me insecure. Power cut, insecure. Telephone, phone is not responding, insecure. Somebody in the family is not well, insecure. I am not well, insecure. Like this, the list of things is just big. And so that is called samsara. And so anarthatmakaha, of the nature of anartha. Anartha is a beautiful word in Sanskrit. That which nobody wants is called anartha. Okay. Of that nature. Can you give me an example of that some more, Shankara? Yes, I'll give you. Aneka anartha. Aneka, not one type of security. There are many things that make me insecure. Aneka, for example, Janma. Janma, he says. Some of you may argue, what is this Janma? Janma never happens to us. We are already born. So our Janma, we don't know what happened. That's why we should ask our parents. They're still alive. We should ask them, how was my birth? Was it a C-section? Was it a, what do you call that, natural childbirth? Was it painful for you? Was it traumatic? Was I crying? All this we should ask, because that is the Janma that he's talking about. And it's a most likely a painful experience for everybody. And it's anxious moments. Birth is anxious, right? Brings anxiety. So Janma, Jara. Jara is old age. Marana, Marana, of course, death is there. And then caused by the Janma, Jara, Marana, and all others in between, Shokadi, Shoka, caused by that, there is sorrow. Or just sorrow. Need not be caused by Janma. It can be caused by power cut, So Shoka, Shoka, sorrow. And then Shankara says, fill up the blanks. Adi, Adi. So those kinds of anarthas, there is a nature of this samsara vriksha. Samsara vriksha. All right, this tree of life, let's call it tree of life. Then next adjective, pratikshanam anyatha swabhava. Pratikshanam anyatha swabhava. Hey, this tree that you see today is not the tree that was there yesterday. Is not the tree that was there some years ago. When you saw it, when it rains, for 2 days it's raining, and then you come outside, suddenly you'll find it's all very green. It's all different. You feel as though some forest has come. Sometimes why do you feel? Because that quietly these plants and all have grown, and grass has grown. Everything that is there, whatever few plants are there, even in a concrete jungle, there are some trees here and there. So they're all growing. So pratikshanam anyatha swabhavaha. Every moment it is not the same it was before. Never. Constantly changing it is. Okay? Anyatha swabhavaha. Never. You can.
Guruji,
Huh?
Guruji, in the earlier word, phrase, Ane, Aneka Arthatmaka, what is the significance of the word Aneka? Is it our many births as
No.
indicated
No.
by Aneka?
No, it is not. It is meant by different types of insecurities. He said, Janma, Jara, Marana, Shoka, Adi. That's what is Aneka. Aneka, Adi, etc. All the things that make me insecure in this life is called Aneka. Aneka, Anartha.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
Okay.
it's going to continue later also, but
Yeah.
that's not indicated by the word Anartha.
Yeah, in other words, it is different insecurities.
Correct. This life, samsara.
Okay.
In this case, yeah. Okay, pratikshanam anyatha swabhavaha. Okay, and so everything changes. Life forms constantly change, and our thanks to viruses, we know exactly a virus constantly mutates. Bacteria constantly mutates. That's why the flu vaccine you took last year, you should not take it now. It won't be effective. The COVID virus, it's all mutated now. Next, if it comes, God forbid, doesn't come. But if it comes, they have to make the new virus. And this, they call it, what is it? This pneumonia virus, pneumococcal. They have a virus. They have a vaccine. Sorry, vaccine. That vaccine is different than it was last year or 5 years back or 10 years. Constantly. Why? Because virus also is mutated. Pratikshanam anyatha swabha. Shankaracharya is saying this. That means they are crystal clear about this. Even though the tree exactly is the same thing, I am the same, everybody is the same, etc. The same business won't work in Vedanta. Okay. And so even mosquitoes, their lifespan is very short lifespan. They come, they live for a few hours, maybe, I don't know, maybe a few days. If they live, I don't know. And that's it. Yeah, okay. They live for a month almost, it seems. That's what I made a note here. Mosquitoes. So, Swamiji makes a joke. There is a thing called all out. Mosquito repellent, all out. How many of you have heard of all out? Yeah, many of you heard of all. is allowed to supposed to be meant for the mosquito. But in Tamil, all means person. All means person. Person out. All out. For example, I can't use that thing because if the minute you turn it on, then the breathing problems will start and all kinds of problems will start. So I've never used all out. So mosquito, it's not okay. Anyway, therefore, pratikshanam anyatha svabhavaha. That's the nature of this samsara viksha. Then look at this. Maya marichi udaka gandharva nagaradivat. Vat means like. Like. This tree, this samsara is like what? Maya. Maya. Maya here is not Vedanta Maya. It's a magic. Just like a magician's magic. It's like that magic. What do you mean by magician's magic? Well, it means Marichi Udaka. It is like that you know mirage water. Mirage water. That's the word I'm looking for. Mirage water. Mirage water. Water seems to be there, but really it is not there also. Okay. So Marichi Udaka Gandharva Nagara. Gandharva Nagara is a typical usage they use to refer to the cloud formations which look like palaces and cities, and big things moving. The king's entourage is just moving like that. Horses are out there, chariots, everything. Some of us may not have looked and analyzed clouds like that, but that's what he's saying here. And you have to be careful when you are teaching this and give this example to the next generation. You have to be careful because these days, children, whether they understand clouds or not, we don't know because they're constantly looking like this on WhatsApp, Because for clouds, you have to look up, Once in a while, you should look up. So if you're constantly looking down, they will ask you, what cloud? What is a cloud? Oh, cloud computing? That's what they will say. Anyway, uh, like that, like this Gandharva Nagara, Adi, and other examples that we can give. And what is that? It is Drishta Nashta Swarupatvat. Why are you giving these kinds of examples? Hey, that is how you should understand. You have taken life to be Nityam. Hey, but it's as Anityam as all these cloud cities. Okay. Why? Because Drishta Nashta. It is now there. Next moment, it's not there. Clouds also. You look at it, it seems to be there, but after some time, it's not there. It's not there at all. You can't search for it. So, because of that nature, Swarupatvat, of the nature of appearing and disappearing. Appearing and disappearing. And not only that, avasanecha vrikshavat abhavatmakaha. It is of the nature of absence, non-existence, expiry. Yeah, Narayan.
I think we have not covered that portion.
Oh, we have not read that.
I think
Yeah, we read it. Vrikshavat abhavatmakaha. We read that. Okay. Yeah, I think we read that. So, avasanecha. Okay, avasana means
Guruji, Swarupatvad, what does it mean?
of the nature of. Of the
Okay.
nature of appearance and disappearance.
Okay.
Disappear. Correct? Then, furthermore, the tree. Avasanecha vrikshavat abhavatmakaha. Abhavatmakaha. Abhavaha means absence, Absence. Ultimately, avasanecha means ultimately. Ultimately, it ceases to exist. The tree also, Ashwatha tree also will cease to exist. Which means, Shankaracharya is alluding to the possibility that even though the samsara is symbolized by a tree, it can be put to an end. There is a way to put this samsara to an end if you want to, that is. And so that's the indication here. There's another meaning also given to this. The meaning is the tree disappears, but only to appear again. Like the seed, the tree is never going to give up without giving a seed. And so the tree gives up life means what? Hey, it gives up life, all right, to form another tree. And the samsara continues. Continues. So, like that. Punarapi jananam, punarapi mannam. That is another meaning number 2 for this particular word, abhavat makaha. Okay. And that meaning is better for this because the words like avasana, echa, etc. Vrikshavat abhavatmakaha, he's saying. So that meaning, second meaning I told you is better. That is, during pralaya, during death, it ceases to exist, but really it doesn't cease to exist because it's going to appear, manifest in another form, another time, another place. Okay. Next. Let's chant the next one. Yeah, Swapna. Kadali stambhavat
कदलीस्तम्भवत्
nissaraha
निस्सारः
anekashata
अनेकशत
pashanda buddhi.
पाषण्डबुद्धि.
Gita Press, you have the word pakhanda, and both are mean the same thing. Pakhanda and pashanda, both are same. One person, Monier Williams, says the original word should be pashanda. It has somehow become called as pakhanda. That is just for your information. Okay. Anekashata pashanda buddhi
अनेकशत पाषण्डबुद्धि
vikalpaspadaha
विकल्पास्पदः
tattva vijijñasubhihi
तत्त्वविजिज्ञासुभिः
anirdharita
अनिर्धारित
idam tattvaha.
इदं तत्त्वः.
Yeah, we're going to pause there. So he's saying this tree, samsara vrikshaha, is nissaraha. Nissaraha. Saraha means some meaningfulness, some essence. Some essence must be there. But there is no essence to this samsara essence. Nirgataha saraha yasmat. Samsara is just lifeless, tasteless. What do you mean lifeless? We are talking about life. You are saying lifeless. Okay, that's very strange. And he's saying, Kadali stambhavat. This is another typical example in the Shastra. Kadali means this banana. Banana tree. Kadali vriksha. And stamba. Stamba means the main trunk of the kadali. The banana tree, right? Plantain tree. And there it is just layers after layers you will see. You keep removing it. You just keep removing it, just layers after layers, it comes out. And you find, is there anything inside? Nothing is there inside. There is absolutely no core at all. Swamiji gives another example of the onion. Onion also. No, absolutely nothing. You keep on peeling, and nothing will be left. Like that. Nothing is left inside the samsara. There is really nothing to look forward to. Nissaraha, kadali stambhavat. And we know that. We've already analyzed it. How did you analyze it? Hey, you analyze any object, like a shirt. Suppose you say, I'm wearing a shirt. Okay, wearing a shirt. Already you analyze the shirt. Hey, that shirt is fabric, really speaking. In fact, those days we used to purchase, they used to say, okay, shirt means for you 2.5 meters. Then we used to go to the store, buy 2.5 meters cloth, and then pay for it. Then you take it to the tailor. Either the tailor is there or the tailor is somewhere else. And then you used to give it to them. And then out comes the shirt. Hey, that shirt is all fabric. There's really no shirt at all. The fabric just reorganized in a particular way is called a shirt. Fabric also, if you analyze, fabric is also just fibers. You closely look at it, put a microscope and closely look at it, you see a lot of holes that are not visible to the naked eye. It's a lot of holes are there. And then you see otaha protaha, crisscrossing, crisscrossing, fibers are all there. All fiber, fiber, fiber. Like this, if you analyze, where is the shirt? Shirt is not there. Fabric is not there. It's nama rupa. Then fiber. Fiber is not there. Then it is cotton. Cotton. Everything is cotton. Pure cotton. Pure cotton. You know, our Tamil Nadu state government is very creative. In order to make some money, you know what they did? The state makes what is called this cotton, khadi and all, you know. It's a state product. They quietly replaced, this is cotton, this thing they replaced by terracotta. Synthetic. And they're selling that as a cotton cloth. Can you believe this state? This state, you don't know. My mind is going there. What to do? Anyway, just cotton. So everything is cotton. Come back to cotton. Remove the terracotta. Okay, cotton. All cotton. It's all cotton. Whichever place of the shirt you look, it's all cotton. Therefore, where is the shirt? Nama rupa. Nama rupa. Nama rupa eva. Vacharam banam vikaro. Like that Chandogya Upanishad is going to say later. Vacharam banam vikaro namadheyam. Like that father is telling the son, hey, Shvetaketu, this is what you should have learned from your teacher. You have not learned that. You're coming here and acting as though you are like, I'm a Veda, I'm a Yajurvedi, Samavedi. Chandogya is Samavedi. I'm a Samavedi. Like Ravana, you're acting. Ravana also was a Samavedi. Anyway, so Nissaraha. So Nissaraha, finally you inquire, you have to come to Brahma. Unless you come to Brahma, you are going to, it's all Nama Rupa. It's all vaporware, as they say, vaporware. All right. Even science is saying the same thing. There is really only quarks, they say. Everything else is, they don't use the word name and form. It's amazing, this subject. It's so amazing it is. The more you study, the more you understand. You think you can figure it out. But science is not able to figure it out. Because paranchikani vitrinat swayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman. Yama has the answer to that. Anyway, good. So now I think you follow. Kadali stambhavat nissarga. Okay. Then what? Aneka shata pakhanda or pashanda buddhi vikalpaspadaha. Okay. Aspadaha. Aspadaha. So aspadaha means vikalpaspadaha. Many different types of contentions are there. Okay, pakhanda literally means contentions. Pakhanda, pashanda means, heretic. In English, they use the word heretic. Heretic means what? Heresy. Hey, means the religion is telling you something. In Christianity, there are certain tenets. You say something opposite of that. That's called heresy. That's a heretic view, heretical view. Okay, so this Pakanda Buddhi means is the heretic philosophers. They call themselves philosophers. People who are Nastikas, they don't believe in the Veda at all. And Vikalpaspada, they resort, Aspada means resorting to, that's the word I'm looking for. Resorting to various ideas about Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. Okay, that is called Aneka Shata. Hundreds of, not one or two, hundreds of heretical philosophies which we don't even have heard of. A Vaidika will get shaken up when he hears all this stuff. That kind of. Pakhanda Buddhi, Pashanda Buddhi. Okay. So heretic. So we should remember Astikas and Astikas. Astika darshanas are there. Nastika darshanas is what he's talking about here. Nastika darshanas are all Bauddha. So Buddhism is a Nastika. They don't consider the Veda as a Praman. Then Jains also. Unfortunate, all these are recent offshoots. There was no such thing before. So they all born recent religions there. And so they branched off. Said, no, we don't consider the Veda as a Praman. So Jaina, Bauddha, so Charvaka, the so-called materialists, or there's some words they use. Means what I see is all I believe. If you can show me something, I'll believe. That's all. That is called Charvaka. And so like that. So Bauddha also there are some types. The four types is what they generally enumerate. And so generally this Pakhanda Buddhi refers to those six Nastika philosophies. Major ones, even though he says hundreds of different thoughts, all coming from these six Nastika philosophies. That is the way we should understand this. Because it's not pratyaksham. Ishvara is not pratyaksham. Is God there or not? How did God create the world? What is the connection between me and my life and this world and God? Is there a connection? If there is God, is there a connection? All these are important questions. What is the purpose of life? Who is to tell us what is the purpose of life? Everybody will say something different. We all are free enough to think like that. And so, is there an end to life? Is there an afterlife? Yes, there are hundreds of questions for which there are hundreds of different types of answers. That is what he's saying here. And so, we go to that Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana bahusha bahushakakhyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayina. If I am crystal clear, then my vision is clear. If I am not clear at all, bahushaka anantascha, infinite number of ideas I will have. Avyavasayinam buddhayaha anantaha. There you use the word anantaha. Here aneka shatai. Correct? That's why clarity is so important. That's why Shraddha is so important, because I need to get to the truth. Somehow I have to get to the truth. Somehow. And that somehow is what? Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Tad vidhi pranipatena. All that comes. So, because that's surrender. That is what surrender is. Correct? What can there be? What else surrender can be there? Nothing belongs to me anyway. What can I surrender? Who is to surrender to whom? I came with zero. Where is the question of surrender? And so, this is the only surrender. I surrender myself to somebody who can show me the truth. That's the only surrender possible. Anyway, so this is the Aneka, correct? Pakanda, Nastika Mataha. That you should keep in mind there. Okay? Now, what about Astika Mataha? Are there Astikas who have different views? Yes, he's saying that. That's what he's saying next. Tattva Vijijnasubihi Anirdharita Idam Tattvaha. Okay. But don't forget Samsara Vrikshaha. Every word is referring to Samsara Vrikshaha. Okay. This is not some separately digressing and talking. No. That Samsara tree. Okay. Which has a truth, tattva, that idam. Idam means referring to this universe. That tree which represents the world, which has a truth, tattvaha, which has an essence to it, which is what we are all after. Idam tattvaha. Okay. What about that idam tattvaha? Anirdharita idam tattvaha. Idam tattvaha means jagat tattvaha. Anatma tattvaha. The truth of the anatma is atma really speaking. This changing, pratikshanam. Pratikshanam, he said, it is changing. What did he say? Uh, Anyatha swabhavaha. He said that, hey, even though something is changing constantly, whole life is all about change, but there is something whose nature is not changing at all. And that Nityam is there. And so, but then what about that Nityam? Anirdharita, not understood, not clear. Not clear to whom? Tattva Vijignyasubhihi. People who have good intentions, they're all Vedikas, okay? They're all Vedikas. They also are after the same truth, but they have not understood the truth. The tree is that whose essence, whose truth has not been understood even by the astikas. So we have all these darshanas, right? We have darshanas, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa, Sankhya, Yoga, Vaisheshika, and Nyaya. These are the main six darshanas, of which Vedanta you remove. And then these other five are. Remove means what? Vedanta people are supposed to have understood. That's why we are removing the Vedanta from this world. Okay. Anidharita idam tattvaha. Look at Shankaracharya. He's just on a great mood to tell us why the tree is an excellent symbolism for samsara. And he's not stopped. He's going to continue, right? Yeah, there's a lot that can be said here. Anyway, we will go to the next word. Yeah, we have to read this. Vedanta
Vedanta
Nirdharita
Nirdharita
Parabrahma Moola Saraha
Para Brahma Mula Saraha
Avidya Kama Karma
Avidya Kama Karma
Avyakta Bija Prabhavaha.
Avyakta Bija Prabhavaha.
Yeah, pause with that. Take it slowly. You don't need to rush through this because this is the essence of Vedanta. Sometimes we people, I feel it. I have to finish something. Because finishing something, that's a. We learned it in school and college. Finish. And then you go to our work, and then what? Is there any end to that? No. Finish. Did you finish? Did you finish? And then you have to constantly rush. And then in between, you have to write progress report also. Hey, I don't have time. You're asking me to rush, and then I don't have time to write progress. We used to have constant battles in our company. So here, these are all very beautiful words Shankaracharya has written. Look at the way he's writing. Just coming, it's just flowing out of his mind, right? So, Vedanta Nirdharita Parabrahma Moolasara. Okay. So, even though these people have not understood, even though the tree is Nissara, but if you look at the tree as Satyam, then there is no essence. You're not going to get anything out of it. You can squeeze it as much as you want. You can get some happiness, sorrow, but then this up and down will be constant. Okay. But then that Moola Saraha, there is an essence, that tree which does have an essence, Saraha, which is called Moolam, not the root Moolam, not the physical root Moolam, that Urdhva Moolam, that Moolam is there, which is the Karanam for this tree, which is also called Parabrahma. I hope you're following, right? We're going from back to front. This is unique to Sanskrit. I think by now you got used to it. They start from the last word of the sentence, then slowly come to the middle, then go to the first word. You got used to it. So even in the samashas, we have to do this.
So also tattva here then, right? Mula tattva can also be
Tattva.
yes.
Saraha means tattva. Tattvam. Yes, Saraha is tattvam. It does have a truth. That tree does have an essence because without the essence, nothing can exist anyway. If you appreciate that, that Moolam is Param Brahma. Now he is introducing the word Param Brahma. Brahma. Param Brahma. Why Param Brahma? Because you can't then ask the question, what is the moolam of Brahma? Please don't ask that question. Therefore, Param Brahma. That Param Brahma is well ascertained, well established, well understood. Nirdharita. धारण किया, जिसने अपने बुद्धि से इसका धारण किया. निर्धारित, निश्चयेन धारित. Without any doubts, nischayena, well ascertained. How did he do that? How did she do that? Vedantena, through what is called Vedanta Shastram. Anta, Vedanam Anta. All Vedas seems to make me keep doing and getting punya karma kuru, and then do this to get that, including Swargadi. Different types of Sarga also it talks about. And depending on where I want to go, I have special karma that the Veda recommends. But then, ante, at the end of it, if you say, no, this is not going to take me anywhere. I am not interested in all these vacation trips, long trips, great vacations I've heard of. I am not interested. If I say, then there is something called Vedanta is equal to Upanishad. So, Upanishada nirdharitam, nirdharitaha, parabrahma moolasaraha. That tree of samsara, which does have a moolam, which does have an essence, which is shown to us by Vedanta. Okay, then, which we see in many mantras also. Mundaka Upanishad, there is a mantra. It's a Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi Brahmagno Brahmana Uttam. We've seen all this. Brahma eva idam amritam purastad Brahma paschat Brahma. There is a mantra in Mundaka Upanishad which says Brahma is there in front, Brahma is there in back, urdhvam cha adha cha. It is there in on top, it is there below also. What about right side? Is it there? Yeah, right. Dakshinascha, etc. It just goes on and on like this.
Even
Mundaka.
seventh chapter Chandogya has same.
And Mundaka Upanishad 2.2.12, if you want to make a note. 2.2.12.
In Chandogya, Guruji, there is something very similar.
Yeah, Chandogya also, there is something very similar. So, that's calm. That's Shastra must have it. All Upanishads must have it. Then one more word here. Okay, I hope you are ready, right? Avidya, Kama, Karma, Avyakta, Bija, Paha. This samsara tree, Prabhavaha, came about, originated. From where, you ask? From how did this tree come about? Yeah, Param Brahma is the Moola Karanam, understood. But Nirgunam Brahma is Akarta, really speaking. Nirgunam Brahma cannot create anything. Therefore, you have to tell me a little more. And that little more is what? Bija Prabhavaha. Yeah, there is a seed which has given birth to the tree. Not the physical tree, but this samsara tree, samsara vrikshaha. There is a seed, bija. And what is that bija? It is called avyaktam. Avyaktam is, for a Vedanti, avyaktam is very meaningful. It means maya. It means prakriti. It means, in the language of 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, apara prakriti. Okay. So that avyaktam is the bijam for this samsara vriksha. Or put differently, samsara vriksha is that tree which is originated from the seed called maya. Correct. And what is this avyakta? Can you tell me a little more? Yes, it consists of three very, very, very important constituents, and that is called what? Avidya, Kama, Karma. Avidya, Kama, Karma. This we've seen many times. Avidya, this Mola Avidya is there. When I am ignorant of some an important fact, then I take myself to be insecure, and therefore Kama, desire to become secure. I have no choice but to become secure. I have no choice. And for that, once karma, desire is there, simply having a desire to be secure is not enough. I must be given the capacity to become secure. And that comes from karma. Karma, action, free will. Free will is there. Even the plants also have some limited free will. So if the sun is shining, they have ways of protecting themselves. If they are in a shade but they want sun, they will tilt like this. At childhood in school, they were taught all these things. The plant will tilt like this towards the sunshine. Very beautiful it was. That means what? It seems to have some kind of free will is there, very much.
Sunflower,
So,
best example. Sunflower.
sunflower. What does sunflower do?
It will turn towards sun always.
Turn to the sun always. Okay, see that? Sunflower. What a flower it is. My goodness. Some kind of flower be so big that too. And heavy it is. And it just so beautiful. So, karma. Avidya is there. Born of avidya, kama. Born of kama, karma. And karma means karma phalam. We can add all those things. Punyam, papam, etc. All right. That avyaktam. That is called avyaktam. That is maya. That maya is what has caused this samsara vriksha. Okay. That's another adjective to samsara vriksha. So we have to give some references. So there are some references. Look at this. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samandita. Make a note. Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha, he says. That word prabhava comes there. Okay. And then 7.6 also you can note, where he talks about this para prakriti and apara prakriti. Okay. There he says 7.6. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tyubadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhava pralayastata. There he uses the word prabhava. So Shankaracharya is not telling us, but by using the word prabhavaha, he's asking us to go back to those shlokas. So there he says, the entire world comes from me, and Krishnasya Jagataha, entire world. Okay, Prabhavaha, Pralayaha Tata. Even Pralaya comes from me. Not just birth, I just drop this, create this world, walk away from this world. Not like that. That entire sustenance is by me, and Pralaya also. The world resolves also into me. Into me. I'm not simply watching the fun sitting there. It's happening in me. It's all. All right. Next one. See, I think you all appreciate that there's so much Vedanta in each of these words. Each of these. That's samasa. Sanskrit students, if you've studied samasa, very good exercise is to split the samasa and see what it is. Where is karmadharaya? Where is dvandva samasa? All of these are bahuvrihi samasa. One samasa within another samasa. For example, Vedanta or like right now, avidya, kama, karma, avyakta, bija, prabhavaha. How do you do that? Avidya, kama, karma, eva, avyaktam. Eva. That is karmadharaya samasa. Avidya, kama, karma is the avyaktam. That avyaktam is the bijam. That is another karmadharaya samasa. Avyaktam eva bijam. Bijaha prabhavaha yasya samsara vikshasya saha. That bija is the cause of that tree whose cause is this avyakta bija. The tree whose cause is the tree is that whose cause is avyakta bija. That is a bit too. That is bahuvrihi saman. Anyway, just a little Sanskrit there. Next.
The literary meaning of prabhavaha is?
So the way I've written it here is Bhavaha is Bhava. See, who dhatu, who is to be? Bhavaha, to become. Prabhavaha, prakarshena bhavati iti prabhavaha. Emerging, being born in such a beautiful way. Oh, no human being can create a tree, but the tree is being born, right? So the way to translate this which would be which originated from the seed called Maya. Originate, which God created, which appeared, which manifested from the tree called Maya. Okay, that's the way to look at it. All right. Next one. Let's read this. Apara Brahma
Apara Brahma
Vijnana Kriya Shakti.
Vijnana Kriya Shakti
Better to read it differently. Vijnana Kriya
Vijnana Kriya
Shakti Dvayatmaka
Shakti Dvayatmaka
Hiranya Garbha Ankuraha
Hiranyagarbha Ankuraha
Sarva Prani Linga Vedaha.
Sarva Prani Linga Bhedaha
Actually, better this way. Sarva Prani Linga Bheda
Sarva Prani Linga Bheda
Skandaha.
Kandhaha.
Yeah, we'll stop. Pause with that. Skandaha. That's the word. That's where one of the descriptions stop. Ankuraha. With Ankuraha, there is a semicolon or comma. Then with Skandaha, there is. So, Apara Brahma Vijnana Kriya Shakti Dvayatmaka Hiranya Garbha Ankuraha is a description of this samsara vrikshaha. Ankuraha. Literally, Ankura means a sprout, just born, just now. Out of the seed it has come. That's called Ankura. But here that is not the meaning. Ankura is actually, it means the trunk of the tree. The tree is talked about, and the trunk of the tree is also called Ankura. Ankura. That tree whose trunk, whose Ankura is what? The trunk of the Ankura tree is Hiranya Garbha. Hiranya Garbha won't leave us. Okay, Hiranya Garbha will come. Hiranya Garbha. That Sukshma Sharirabhimani, Samashti Sukshma Sharirabhimani, Hiranya Garbha, Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahmaji, symbolized by the Chaturmukha Brahmaji. That guy, Hiranya Garbha, is the trunk of this tree. The trunk of this tree. Okay. And look at these peacocks. They're just calling and calling and calling. Okay. Apara Brahma. Okay. And that Hiranyagarbha is also called Apara Brahma, not Param Brahma, Apara Brahma, Sagunam Brahma. All that is fine. Sagunam Brahma, because Brahmaji is a creator. So Aparam Brahma. And then further, can you tell me a little more about Aparam Brahma? Yes. Vijnana Kriya Shakti Dvayatmakaha. This guy can't create anything. To create the universe, you know how much energy is needed, so much knowledge is needed. Yes, Vijnanam, Jnana Shakti. Vijnana Shakti is needed, and Vijnanam alone is not needed. Okay, it is like these parents complain, and then Kriya Shakti is needed. Kriya means you have to put it in action. Parents complain, my boy studies so well, he's so good, but he goes to the exam and then he doesn't write properly. He doesn't understand the questions, or something happens to him when he writes exam. And then he is just not performing well. So, Kriya, teacher, parents will say, you have to write what you think, what is there in your mind, you have to know to write. Kriya. All right. All you have to put it in action. Whatever you know, you have to put it in action. All right. You have to execute it. So, Vijnana, Kriya, Shakti. Shakti Dvayatmaka. Of the nature of these two Shaktis. This Hiranyagarbha, who is also called Apara Brahma, is of the nature of. Atmaka means what? Of the nature of. Swabhavaha. Swabhava. Uska swabhav kya hai? This Shakti Dvayam, twofold Shakti called Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. He could have brought in Ichha Shakti also.
Yeah, so Guruji, we use these three for Maya, no? Ichha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti. We say Maya symbolizes that.
Correct. Therefore, Brahman plus Maya is this Hiranyagarbha. Nirgunam Brahma plus Maya. Without Maya, this guy is helpless. Means Nirgunam Brahma can't do anything. Therefore, correct. Maya is this Shakti Dvayatmakaha. Therefore, Maya is there contained in this Aparam Brahma. Maya comes along. When Maya comes along with Brahma, that he becomes Aparam Brahma. So, Brahmaji's name to fame is Maya. Maya is what gives Brahmaji the status. Ityarthaha. Good. And
Guruji, this Dvayatmaka, does it mean Brahman plus Maya?
Shakti Dvayatmakaha. No. Shakti Dvayatmakaha. Shakti Dvayam means two Shaktis. Aparam Brahma is that whose nature or who contains also, you can say, which is powered by Shakti Dvayam. How about that? Powered by. Yeah, so Riji, what you're saying is correct. But Maya has to be explained. He's explaining Maya also here. So that is the trunk. The trunk is what holds this entire tree. We are talking about this tree for hours and hours. And who is holding this tree, if you ask? Hiranyagarbha is the supporter of this trunk. Huge trunk. Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhavu. So there, Hiranyagarbha was talked about in Mundaka Upanishad. First mantra, 111. Pratama Sambhavu. There Brahma, he says. Brahmaji. For a change, Upanishad talks about Brahmaji instead of Brahman. So Pratama Sambhavu, like that. First born. Brahmaji was born first. Like that statement. That Brahmaji is mentioned here as Hiranyagarbha, Apara Brahma. Alright, so trunk, that trunk. What is Samsara Vriksha? Samsara Vriksha is that tree whose trunk is Hiranyagarbha. That is the way to translate this, correct? So again, Bahuvrihi Samas. Okay, so the seed was talked about, Bija Prabhavaha. What is the Bija? Okay,
Vidya Kama Karma.
Parabrahma Moola Sara. That Brahma is the Sara, is the essence, ultimate essence. That self-existent essence is Brahma Mulaha. Then a seed has to be there. So that Avyakta, unmanifest, has to be there. Only from the seed a tree can come. And therefore, that is Avidya Kama Karma, Avyakta Bija. That was talked about. Then this trunk is talked about now, Hiranyagarbha. And now what will happen? Trunk is talked about. Slowly is coming. Roots, trunk, and then now the other things are going to come, like branches and leaves. Okay? So after the class, you can tell, what did Guruji teach you today? We are studying what a tree is. We're slowly understanding. We started from roots, we came to the trunk. Now next class, we're going to study about leaves and branches and fruits. I'm giving you a sneak preview of what's coming. Okay. Really, you're learning about tree. All right, see, look at this. We have to read this, I think. Or did we read it? We read this. Sarva Prani Linga Bheda Skandaha. We saw that. Sarva Prani Linga Bheda Skandaha. That is one word. Skandaha. Skandaha normally referring to the shoulders. Skandaha. And so here also, the tree is there, trunk is there, and the branches are called Skandaha. Branches of So each branch is like a shoulder of this trunk. And so Skandaha, each branch. And how are you imagining this branch? The branch is imagined in this manner. Sarva prani linga vedaha. Linga is a technical word. It refers to sukshma shariram. Sukshma shariram. You talked about the trunk, which is the samashti sukshma shariram. Okay. Then from that samashti sukshma shariram must come all the individual sukshma shariram. Individual jivas have to be born from that, and that is what is being referred to as being symbolized by the branches. Sarva prani linga bheda. Bheda, different varieties. All varieties of lingas, sukshma shariras. Sukshma shariras of what? Of course, of all pranis, sarva praninaha, sarva jivana, sarva jiva, sukshma sharira, edaha, vikshesha. Every jiva is different. Every sukshma sharira is different. Eda. From the Abeda Brahma, the entire Veda has come about. I don't see any Veda in the Bija. Bija is just a small thing. Nirgunam Brahma, of course, is Nirvedaha. So from that, the Sarva Prani Linga Bheda Skandaha, that the Samsara Vriksha is that tree whose branches correspond to or branches are represent the various Sukshma Shariras of the various jivas. Okay, that is a way to translate this particular phrase. Which means what? The branches are the Sukshma Shariras, are the jiva. The branches are the various jivas. That is the meaning. All right. We will do one more and complete. Okay. So there is a. Okay, in your notebook, the next word is Trishna, is it not? Or Tat Tat. Tat Tat Trishna. Okay, Tat Tat, correct. So that word Tat Tat is not there in the Gita press. Okay. So that's fine. Both are okay. We will read this next. Tat Tat
Tat tat
Trishna Jala
Trishna Jala
Aseka Aseka
Aseka
sorry Aseka.
Aseka
Gita press it says avaseka. So both mean the same thing. Avaseka and aseka means sprinkling. I'll come to that. Both mean the same thing. So Krishna Jala Seka
Trishna Jala Seka
Udbhuta Darpaha.
Dubhut Darpaha
Once again. Tat Tat Trishna Jala Vaseka
Tat tat Trishna Jala Avseka
Udbhuta Darpaha.
Udbhut Darpaha.
Yeah. Darpaha. Darpaha, we know what it means. It means, arrogance, things of that nature, right? So here, it doesn't mean arrogance. It is the majesty. You look at a tree like this, you can't but be just stupefied by it. How big it is and how vast it is. It's going from, you have to turn your head to look at the tree. That's the majesty of the tree. So that Darpaha here means that Gambhiryam, that greatness, the majesty, the vastness of the grandeur of the tree. Okay, the grandeur is called Darpaha, glory. Okay, what kind of glory are you talking? And this glory, Udbhuta Darpaha. Hey, this glory is nourished. Udbhuta is nourished, fed by what? How did this glory come about? Trishna Jala Avaseka. Vaseka means sprinkling, or Aseka is sprinkling. Sprinkling of the Jala, of the waters. And what kind of waters it is? Waters of Trishna. Trishna means desire. Kama. Kama jala avaseka. Look at this imagination of Shankaracharya. So tat means that those specific desires, hundreds of desires are there. Tat, as and when you need, the desire comes. It's not like one desire for the entire life. No. Desires are constantly coming. Tat Trishna. Specific desires, general desires. That is called tat. What kind of desires are there? Desires can come from Swabhavika desires. One type of desire is Swabhavika. What is that? Hey, the desire to survive. It's common to every living being. Survive, artha, security. It's common to everyone. So that is called Swabhavika. Then there are Vasana based desires. Vasana means our individual life, whatever we have experienced, and there are certain vasanas, so that they manifest as certain desires. Children, the teachers know this very well. Teachers of young children, they know it very well. You give them some toys and say, now it's game time. And then what happens? Some boys and girls will go towards balloons. Some will go towards all this mechanical train and that kind of stuff. And then they just like to just turn it tight and unscrew and screw and unscrew. So the vasana, this guy's vasana is that's a mechanical vasana. And somebody else will do some drawing, painting. They love to paint. Vasana. It's all vasana. It's called vasana is part of karma only, no doubt. But the Shastram splits out vasana. Splits out vasana is something we can influence. Why it splits out? Because I can influence. If I have some negative vasanas, I have the capacity to recognize it and influence it by countering it with some opposite behavior. That's why vasana is important. So that is the second type of desire. And third type of desire comes from karma. Comes from karma. All right. What are the three I said? Swabhavika kamaha, vasanatmaka kamaha, and karma kamaha. Is that? All right. So that udbhuta trishna, tat trishna. That is why I explained that. Tat, those kinds of desire. Human being is going to have a different type of desire at different time, and one object is not going to be attractive to everybody. Some people will love it, some people will hate it, some people will be indifferent to it. Tat trishna.
Guruji, Swabhavika Kamaha, can you explain once again?
Yeah, desires that are universal, like a desire to survive,
Okay.
universal desire. Universal desire. We all have very specific desires. I want to be a doctor. Is it a specific desire for somebody? But desire to survive is universal. That's called Swabhavika. Krishna. Okay. Tattat Trishna Jala Avaseka or Aseka Udbhuta. So that majesty of the samsara, incomprehensible it is samsara. That's why we don't translate samsara as life. And that's why probably they say life is complicated. Well, Shankara doesn't say complicated. It's majesty. It's just you have to appreciate this. That is saying that samsara tree whose majesty is caused by Bhuta, the sprinkling of the waters of various types of specific desires. Okay, that's one way in which you can translate this. Okay, so Shankaracharya explaining, continuing to explain. Next class also we'll probably spend the whole class looking at all these adjectives and see how Shankara's brain is working and how he is symbolized. He's telling us the commonality between the two. He could have just said Vriksha, a couple of things, and he could have moved on, correct? But he's in a mood to tell us. Yes, a lot of Vedanta is coming in. A lot of teaching is coming in through these phrases, these big phrases called samatha. We'll pause with that. Ramaskandam sorry. Um, दामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।